Hi, I am Vainitish Kumar. My topic is Essentials of Effective Skills. Speaking effectively is defined as speaking in such a way that your message is clearly heard and, if possible, acted upon. There are two main elements to speaking effectively: what you say and how you say it. What you say means your choice of words. The words you might use when chatting to a friend are likely to be acute different from those used in a formal presentation or interview. Similarly, the way that you speak will also vary in different situations. However, there are also likely to be some common factors. For example, whether you naturally talk quietly or loudly, and how you use body language. This page discusses aspects of effective speaking. It also suggests ways in which you can become a more effective speaker. Aspects of effective speaking. Effective speaking means being able to say what you want to say in such a way that it is heard and acted upon. Whether you are talking to a major conference about a new specific scientific discovery, your children about their behavior, or your boss about a pay rise, you need to be able to speak effectively. This means considering every possible tool and aspect to ensure that nothing distracts or detracts from your message. The words you choose will be different if you are talking to 200 people at a conference, a trusted colleague, your boss, or your children. You need to think about your audience's overall level for understanding of the subject and also the type of language that you use. Hence, a trusted colleague, your boss, or your children, you need to think about your audience's overall level of understanding of the subject and also the type of language that you use. Shorter sentences are easier to process and understand. Using shorter sentences also creates urgency. Simpler words are also easier to understand. If you cannot explain something in simple terms, you have probably not you understood it yourself. This is particularly important if your audience are not all native speakers of the language. It is worth remembering, however, that words are only a part of your overall communication and message. The tone of your voice and your body language also send some strong messages. Your voice can reveal as much about your personal history as your appearance. The sound of a voice and the content of speech can provide clues to an individual's emotional state. For instance, if self-esteem is low, it may be reflected by hesitancy in the voice. A shy person may speak quietly, but someone who is confident in themselves will be more likely to have command of their voice and clarity of speech. It is worth taking time to improve your command over your voice, especially if you find it hard to speak in public. It can even help to boost your confidence. Often people don't like the sound of their own recorded voice in the same way that some people doesn't don't like photographs of themselves. They can feel embarrassed. Most of us are not used to hearing your own voices, and these feelings are totally normal. Get past the initial, do I really sound like that? Stage and develop a better understanding of your voice. Photographs of themselves, they can feel embarrassed. Most of us are not used to hearing our own voices, and their feelings are totally normal. Get past the initial, do I really sound like that? Stage and develop a better understanding of your voice. When under stress, an individual's breathing pattern will change. When your muscles are tense, you cannot use your lungs to their full capacity. When someone is frightened or nervous, a common symptom is tension in the neck and shoulders. This occurs because when under pressure, we tend to breathe faster. This means we inhale plenty of air, but there is not enough time to exhale fully and relax, so we do not get the full benefit. Good breathing is essential for two reasons. By using full lung capacity, the breath will support the voice and the voice will become richer, fuller, and stronger. This will benefit individuals who have a small voice and who worry that they cannot be heard by when speaking to a group of people. Volume is controlled in the abdomen, not in the throat. So, breathing to full length will allow for greater control of the voice. Breathing deeply and rhythmically has a calming and therapeutic effect as it releases tension and promotes relaxation. People who are relaxed are more balanced, receptive, and confident. Volume. This is not a question of treating the voice like the volume control on the TV remote. Some people have naturally soft voices and physically cannot be low. Additionally, if the voice is raised too much, tonal quality is lost. Instead of raising the voice, it should be projected out. Support the voice with lots of breath. The further you want to project the voice out, the more breath you need. It also needs to come from the diaphragm, not the throat. When talking to a group or meeting, it is important not to aim your talk to the front row or just to the people nearest you. Instead, you need to consequently project when you have to say to those further away. By developing a strong voice as opposed to a loud voice, you will be seen as someone positive. Clarity. Some people tend to speak through clenched teeth and with little movement of their lips. It is this inability to open mouths and failure to make speech sounds with precision that is the root cause of inaudibility. The sound is locked into the mouth and not let out. To have good articulation, it is important to unclench the jaw, open the mouth, and give full benefit to each sound you make, paying particular attention to the ends of words. This will also help your audience as a certain amount of lip reading will be possible. Variety. To make speech effective and interesting, certain techniques can be applied. However, it is important not to sound false or as if you are giving a performance. Words convey meaning, but the way that they are said reflects feelings and emotions. Vocal clarity can be achieved by variations in pace. This is the speed at which you talk. If speech is too fast, then listeners will not have time to assimilate what is being said. It is also a good idea to vary the pace, quicking up at times and then slowing down, because this will help to maintain interest. By raising or lowering volume occasionally, you can create emphasis. If you drop your voice to almost a whisper for a sentence or two, it will make your audience suddenly alert. Be careful not to overuse this technique, though, or it will lose its impact. Pitch, inflection, emphasis. When speaking in public, try to convey the information with as much vocal energy and enthusiasm as possible. This does not mean your voice has to swoop and dive over all the place in an uncontrolled manner. Try to make the talk interesting. Remember that when you are nervous or excited, your vocal cords tense and shorten, causing the voice to get higher. Emphasize certain words and phrases within the talk to convey their importance and help to add variety. Pause. Pauses are powerful. They can be used for effect to highlight the preceding statement or to gain attention before an important message. Pauses mean silence for a few seconds. Listeners interpret meaning during pauses, so have the courage to stay silent for up to 5 seconds. Dramatic pauses like these convey authority and confidence. Body language. A considerable amount of communication, some estimates suggest over 50% is nonverbal. Tone of voice, pace, and emphasis are all part of nonverbal communication. However, your body language is also important. This includes how you stand, your facial expressions, the way you use your hands to emphasize your speech, and even whether and with whom you make eye contact. There is more about how to use body language to communicate effectively in our page on body language. This includes considering how far away you are from your audience and therefore whether you need to exaggerate your gestures to make them clear. Perhaps the most important aspect of effective communication is congruence. For communication to be effective, your nonverbal communication needs to reinforce your words. The two must say the same thing. Nonverbal communication is much harder to disguise than verbal. If you see that someone's body language is giving a different message from their words, it pays to listen to the non-verbal communication first as it is more likely to reflect their real views. Building an impressive body, selecting a structure, problem or solution, common structures used in business presentations, topical structure, also known as qualitative structure. You list your point in order of significance with most important in the beginning. Spatial structure. You can begin with the particular and move to the general, or alternatively examine the big picture first and then show how it applies to the audience. Theory or practice. You outline the theory and then show how it works in practice. Develop key ideas. What should your opening words say? You must grab their attention and suspend their questioning. Your opening words must be imaginative, stimulating, and above all attention gaining. As simple as A, B, C, D. Attention capturing benefits, what they will gain from listening. Credentials. What is your credentials for speaking? Direction and destination. Tell them your structure. End on a high note. Summarize. Use phrases like in conclusion to sum up or finally to indicate that you are about to finish. Having heard what I have said, I think you will agree. Ask a question. The question is not whether we can afford to increase the budget but whether we can afford not to. The decision is with you. What do you think? Delivery methods and systems. Speeches are like babies, easy to conceive, hard to deliver. Reading, you lose eye contact of the audience. Memorizing audio, avoid because of all your energy will be directed inwards instead of outwards to your audience. You lack enthusiasm and vitality. Ideas map as safety net. Use confidence cards with 4 into 6 index cards with single words to help you. Cards are less distracting than paper. Besides paper shake in case you are nervous. Humor and wit. Once you get people laughing, they are listening and you can tell them almost anything. Humor at the beginning relaxes the audience and also eases the tension for you. Smiling and laughter unites an audience and creates an atmosphere in which they will listen together. The safest target for your hammer is yourself. Show them your weakness and admit your failings. Thank you. This is my presentation.